What was the main aim of your project and who were the partners?
We decided to apply for this project because the sector that I work in, the built environment sector, has a severe shortage of skills. So the main aim was to find a solution to the skills gap by training volunteers. And the main partners were Oxford University Department of Education, Institute for Historical Building Conservation, IHBC, and Urban Vision Enterprise, CIC. They specialise in built environment projects and local community engagement. And then obviously the other partners are the volunteers that we're working with.
Thank you. What were the main successes in terms of knowledge exchange and how did you judge success?
It's a bit difficult to say at the moment because we haven't quite finished the project. We're just nearing the end of it. But as an interim success, I think the main successes are that actually we found out it's very easy to make assumptions about what people in the sector want. We knew what we wanted to deliver, but in many cases it turned out that that was very different from what our delivery partners and volunteers found useful. So the success is actually the communication, and that it's actually opened up a new avenue of research. Sorry, what was the second part of the question?
How did you judge success? Yeah.
Again, I'm not sure we can judge the success yet because we've got a second phase of the project coming up where we're actually going to design the training based on the interviews and the research that we've done. But when that's finished, I'll judge it by if we're actually making an impact in the sector. And actually so far we've had some really excellent feedback about some of our preliminary training, and also in terms of communication and what we found out that is required in the sector. That's a success just in terms because some of those things we had no idea about. We thought we knew it all, we knew nothing.
It's very interesting, thank you. So what difficulties did you encounter and how did you deal with them?
The main difficulty was actually engaging volunteers. We went into the project with a proposal with a lot of support, saying that volunteers in that sector wanted to learn more professional skills, but actually engaging them in the training proved to be very difficult when it became apparent that this was potentially quite serious training that would take a lot of hours. So how we've got around that is going to untraditional sources of volunteers, casting the net a lot wider and redesigning the idea of the training. And so we've actually overcome that by carrying out a lot of stakeholder interviews first. So we're actually interviewing the volunteers first about their input, what they want, what they need, what they're prepared to give, and cross-referencing that with what we've identified as practitioners in the sector that we would like from volunteers.
Has your understanding of knowledge exchange changed between the proposal of this project and now? And if so, how?
Yes, it has, because the experience of, as I said earlier, we made various assumptions. It's actually turned the entire process on its head. We went in thinking, we have these skills gaps, this is how we're going to fill them, this is what we're going to offer. We do want input from the volunteers to help design the training, but we thought by the end of the project we'd actually have the training already designed and ready to deliver, if not delivered. And what we've discovered is that knowledge exchange cannot be carried out in 6 months if you want to do it in depth, not for our type of project. So we've had to redesign. So the first phase of the project, the first 6 months of the project, we're now treating as a pilot, and that's actually an information gathering exercise, which we will then use to design the training. And in a way, phase 2 will become the delivery of the knowledge exchange. So phase 1 is the actual exchange. It takes much longer than you think.
Right. So what advice would you give someone about to embark on a knowledge exchange project?
I would say do a lot of preparation beforehand so that you don't make assumptions, or if you don't have the time to do in-depth prep, be prepared that any assumptions you make may well be wrong, or that you may have to change your direction. But also, that's not a bad thing. That's really a good thing, because it means that what you're doing, if you have to change your proposal based on the knowledge exchange that you're experiencing, it means your project is authentic. It means you are actually exchanging knowledge as to what's required, what's needed, and not just going on perception. So I'd be aware of the danger of assumption. I'd be aware of different types of perception and how they might influence your proposal and what that might mean for actual delivery. Be prepared to change. You might have to.
Great, thank you.